two activities we're going to be doing are a intuitive contour and also an analogous color study. So both of these activities are really fun, and they help you to sort of get in touch with a meditative and intuitive aspect of being an artist. And honestly, through my whole schooling at Trinity Western, um, these two lessons are probably among my top favorite and things that I found help me through all of my schooling. And also they're really fun and relaxing. So yeah, so thank you so much for coming. I think it's so cool that as artists we can connect over social media. I actually think it's really important, that we stay connected with each other as creatives. And good on you for being here. And yeah, it's fun to see the art you'll make. If you feel inspired to take a photo of your artwork at the end and email it to Youth Unlimited, then that would be wonderful, because then I would like to post it to an app that is a Hope app made by one of my friends at school, and it's for the pandemic, and it's sort of gonna have a global reach. And without any names, we just wanted to put up some photos of artwork. So before I get started, I'll just say a number of you are going to be receiving a small potted plant from the L'Arche community, who potted a plant that I delivered to them. And they did that with so much love, and it was so fun. I got to see when I picked the plants up from them that they were just so generous and loved doing it. And they went above and beyond and were painting the sides of the terracotta pots, and did more than I expected. So that is for the intuitive contour drawing. So yeah, the two things we're going to do are a analogous color study or a color wheel, and then the second is that contour. So the first thing that we're going to do is the analogous color wheel, and that is sort of to ask yourself the question, how am I processing the pandemic? What do I feel about it now? It's sort of to express that artistically. And then the second half, the second composition, and they're both really easy and straightforward, I'll lead you through them, is what do I feel hope for the future? So the first one is sort of getting in touch with your feelings, whether it's sad, whether it's upset, whether it's mixed emotions, or calm, or excited, dreaming for the future, whatever it is. And then the second one is just to sort of try to stir hope for the future. And that was the intention behind those potted plants, because the plants represent new life, new growth, and they're going to be a gift to you. So you can, for those of you who receive the potted plant, you can pot it again in the soil, or return it back to nature, or just enjoy it as is. And for you that did not receive one, it's still a really cool exercise anyway. So okay, so the first activity is going to go as follows. You are going to be doing a color wheel, but to make it sort of focused, you're going to choose a section of the color wheel, and based on your feelings. So I'm going to show you here. Let's start like this. I have a color wheel that I have done. This is a replicate of a color wheel done in the 1940s. As you can see, a color wheel can be done in many different formats. I thought it was such an interesting way to present a color wheel. Now this is using acrylic paint on watercolor paper. For today, because you're doing this art from home and it's a collage, you can either use any media you want. You could use paint alone, or you could use paper, different pieces of paper collage, or you could even do a color wheel with even items in your home, which I've done in art class, and it's very fun. You can actually set up items that display the different colors and take a photo of it after and document it like that. So I think it's really cool in art that we are not limited to one medium for a collage or for a color wheel. So in this color wheel, it's going to be an analogous color wheel, which means you find the value of color in one portion of a color wheel. So that would be perhaps green color, or blue colors, or red and orange colors, or yellow colors. And I want you to choose the color area that you're most drawn to as you consider the pandemic. And I think that art is a really healing medium to express ourselves and communicate ourselves and our feelings to the world. And what better time and subject than to process sort of the social isolation and just the times that we're living in. For an analogous color wheel, fancy name, but all it is choosing colors that are like-minded, similar colors. I want you to pick 6 similar colors in one area of a color wheel. So as I said, red, any certain area, oranges. Now in an area with oranges, for example, you would find like a light gold, you would find a bright orange, you would find a light orange apricot, you would find a light brown, and you would find like a dark chocolate brown. And the interesting thing about this is that by doing these colors, finding 6 colors in your selected area of a color wheel, is that you're gonna tune into colors that make your art look better and more artsy and more accurate, because they tune your eye to find colors that you normally wouldn't even think about. I never thought about brown being involved in, for example, an orange. So an orange is my example that I drew from for finding the orange analogous colors. So in an orange, you would find all those colors I just mentioned. So if you had a banana, you would find similar colors, even dark brown. So it's interesting to make yourself choose 6 colors that give the full range from a light color to a dark color that you see in that type of color. So in that analogous part of the color wheel. So yeah, so I wanted you to use the question, how do I feel about the pandemic now? And then to do a collage with those colors. And if you wanted to take a photo and share it with us, then go ahead, send an email. And yeah, it'll be posted to an app. Now mine is done like this. There are many ways to do color wheels, and I actually wanted to add another element to this class by encouraging you to look online, to Google color theory collage ideas, those exact words, and there's some really cool and diverse color wheels that are really unexpected, interesting shapes. Again, interesting media. You can see, you could do it with shoes, you could do it with house kitchen items. You could really use anything for color, and they all look really awesome. And they're all valid forms of art. So, and doing this, it kind of stretches your bounds for what art is, pushes you to try new, ways to use color. And I wanted to encourage you with one other final thing that, you think color is really accepted, but actually in the art world, people are kind of shy to use bright colors, so, or to use color. So I wanted to encourage you to just be free and, just use color and enjoy using color as much or as little as you want, as much or as little vibrancy as you like. So that's activity number 1. And I'm excited to see what you'll do. And even if we don't see it, I'm excited that you will be doing it. And then the next activity is, what do I feel about the future? And for what do I feel about the future, I wanted to inspire you before I start that with the words of, there was a mystic in the Middle Ages, and she actually lived through the Black Plague pandemic. There were 2 waves of the pandemic in her lifetime, and this mystic was sort of valued by her community, and she said words that really encouraged her community during this Black Plague. She isolated herself and just shared these encouraging words, and my art teacher shared those words with me, and they were really encouraging. And one of her quotes said, all is well, all will be well, and all manner of things will be well. I have the exact notes from her quotes here for you. Her quote said, all shall be well, all shall be well, twice, all manner of things shall be well. And another writing, she said, you will not be overcome. Her name was Julian of Norwich, and this was during the Black Plague. And she had a lot of other really community-minded quotes that were other focused. I love that she thought of her community, which is a good encouragement to me. As L'Arche is doing to you, they're thinking of you at this time. So it was awesome to me to see they were just so thrilled to make these gifts and give them to you. I want to spend more time with the L'Arche community. They're just so amazing. I love meeting people that are differently abled. They have so much joy and so much to teach us. And you know, it's great to connect communities, and that's part of this this video. I wanted to bring to this video that just part of my class, why I'm here doing this video, is I love to connect different communities. So I'm doing a socially engaged art project, and that brought me to doing this video with you, because socially engaged art is about doing art that is in society, doing art that, see, I'm meeting you in your home, and I'm not just doing art alone in my house, but I'm doing art, we're doing art together, and the potted plants were given for you to draw and do art with. So that brings me to the detail on our second assignment. So the second composition here is a intuitive contour drawing. So what you're going to do, this is one of my favorite things to do in art. It's very relaxing. There's no pressure involved. All you do is cover your hand with one piece of paper if you like. I tend to like to take two pieces of paper, staple them together, and then put my hand in between them and draw. And you're going to draw what you see. So if you got a potted plant, that's great. You can draw it. Or if you want to draw your hand or a plant in your house, really anything, it's so awesome because you really learn one of the most valuable skills, and that is seeing with an artistic eye and drawing what you see, not what your head thinks, you know, a nose or a mouth should look like. It looks so much more curvy and different than you would think. It's actually like a shortcut to being really accurate with drawing. Like, to me, I'm obsessed with this skill. It's awesome. People have actually done this contour style for 3 months, you know, as a practice to really improve their drawing. And it's really fun to, like, my most fun moments in art were just putting on music in the iPods, listening to some relaxing music, and doing these drawings for class. I just want to share that with you to encourage that it's really awesome because there's literally no pressure. You can't do a wrong drawing. You're just drawing what you see. You don't look at your hand, and you draw the lines, and you follow along the lines of the contour edge of, say, if you're going to do the potted plant, each little leaf, and you just choose anywhere you like and just draw along a line. Keep drawing wherever you your eye follows. And honestly, it's really fun. It's really no pressure because there's no right or wrong. And actually, you will, if you just draw what you see and not what you think you should see, you're obeying, I'm drawing what I'm seeing, you will come out with some real good art skills. So it helps us to get out of our intellectual mind and just into our meditative kind of mindset, and also to develop your artistic eye. So I wanted to ask you to do a blind contour, or I'm calling it an intuitive contour. I'm renaming it so that it's more honoring and not, I think that the word blind is kind of an old word to be using. And just like with disabilities, you might want to say differently abled. I know if I had a disability, I wouldn't want to be said that I'm disabled. I'm just abled in a different way. And those are words that some people choose to use for the differently abled. And when I heard that, I thought, that's great. So I think it's important that I share that with you because L'Arche is included in this, and they're differently abled citizens. And so, yeah, for this drawing, I wanted you to think about the future, think about hope, draw something inspiring. If you don't have one of the potted plants delivered to your door, then just draw a plant, a flower, or really anything that inspires you. You know, it could be even a piece of fruit, could be literally anything, but I would encourage you to do an object, not like another painting, and to just spend about half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour with music on maybe, and just relax and draw what you see. Now you could peek at your hand like 4 times if you like, but that's sort of the rules around those types of drawings. Try not to look at your hand, but if you need to go, oh, that's where I left off, take a peek once in a while. And yeah, so I hope that it's really meditative. I know you will gain skill. It's amazing doing those contours, and it's really relaxing too. So yeah, just thank you so much for joining us today. And if you want to take a photo, I would love to post it to that Hope app. And that would be wonderful. So thank you so much. And yeah, hope you have a great time doing it. And it was great to be with you today. Okay, bye.